Imagine a social network built for you, not for profit. Imagen Network puts control back in your hands, combining AI-driven personalization with blockchain-backed ownership. Your data, your content, your rules. Create stunning content, build genuine connections, and monetize your work, all in a decentralized, transparent platform where privacy is prioritized. Ready to experience social networking reimagined? Join Imagen.network today and take control of your digital world. Imagen Network, empowering connections, redefining ownership.
All right, so man, we got some more breaking news about Shannon Sharpe and Ocho Cinco. Before we get to that, you seen the video, you seen our sponsor. Go to the top line of the description box and check out our sponsor for this video. Also, if you want to be a sponsor to the channel, meaning you can place your product, your service, your business, your brand on this channel. You have a video right before we go live, right before we post the video. Email me right now, ogld@hiphopun.com. That's ogod@hiphopun.com. I'll leave it on the screen so you can copy it. Let's jump into our first story of today. Yes, you see it. Shannon Sharpe just out of the water. He just settled an almost $50 million lawsuit with the young lady that he was messing around with. Subsequently, ESPN fired him just yesterday. Shannon put out his statement. He really wanted ESPN to wait until after his brother's Hall of Fame, induction. But hey, it is what it is. Beggars can't be choosers. They feel like we're not gonna do you a favor. You ain't doing us a favor with this media storm that's going on right now. It tarnishes our brand. And I'm sure that Disney and ESPN probably lost a few million or hundreds of millions of dollars, over this suit because of the damage that it does with partners and brands and people and sponsors that want to be associated with those particular brands. Well, we have a new one. You guys remember that concert, right? Usher, he did this concert, and one particular when he was serenading this lady, right? And I'll put the image on the screen there so you guys can see it. And he was doing his thing. Well, this lady, Miss Tillman, after this video went viral, she's actually suing Shannon Sharpe and Chad Ocho Cinco for defamation. That's right. She's suing them for defamation. Now, the crux of this, the inner workings of this, is she is pretty much saying, right, that they propagated a false narrative about her marital status. Now, she made a court complaint and she put, I participated in a fan engagement moment at Usher Raymond's concert, where I interacted with the artist as a selective audience member. Now, she goes on to say, following the event, the defendants made and decimated false and defamatory, that's straight from a lawyer, right? Suggesting that I was married and that my husband was filing for divorce due to my participation in this audience experience. I am not married, nor am I currently going through a divorce. Now, she also went on to explain, I was not married at the time. At the time of the fan participation moment at Usher's concert. Now, she put the defendants' false narratives were shared widely across their platforms, reaching millions of followers, viral spread, and reputation efforts. Despite my clear and public reputation of a false narrative, very, very written very well by. So this woman, holds a job. She's a global director of a company. I'm not gonna put the company out there. And she said, as a result of this, I guess I don't know, maybe it caused some damage, whatever. She went on to say, the defendants continue to post the defamatory content across their social media platforms. I made numerous efforts to contact the defendants to request the removal of this false narrative, but the requests were disregarded. The single mother added that the false statements, because it has to be damage. That's what I was kind of getting to. She goes on to say the false statements have caused significant harm to my character and reputation. She further argued their continued dissemination of these false statements after I publicly clarified my marital status demonstrates a reckless disregard truth Now she keep going, right? The ongoing misinformation has resulted in emotional distress for the plaintiff, damage her reputation, and adversely affected her personal and professional relationships. She's seeking $20 million in damages. Ay, 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 ay. We all know this is a crock of bullshit. We all know that. However, she's probably going to get some money because this is kind of the way things work. I see a settlement coming, another multi-million-dollar settlement. I smell it. I smell it in the air. Feel it in the air. Why am I saying that? Simply because you put false information out about the lady, and do I think that is true that it affected anything? I don't, but I'm not there. Maybe it did. Maybe her job, looked at her a certain type of way. She lost this, she lost that. Maybe people, were teasing her, making fun of her, and I don't know. It seems frivolous and like BS to us, but in the court of law, when you take this to an attorney, they're going to find a way to try to collect on this via settlement. So it's just looking bad for Shannon Sharpe, bro. Like, you getting caught up in all this dumb shit. This is dumb. That's why you can't be like, what are you doing jumping? Like, you ain't got to jump on everything. You see, I know we're not the first to do this, bro. I don't want to toot my own horn. You know what I mean? But, earlier on, when I came, like 2015, 2016, it wasn't that many people really doing this media thing like that. Right? So now everybody wants to, they jumped on the bandwagon. Big companies have copied underground people like myself and Sandman and tried to duplicate our style and the way we do things and the way other people have did things like DJ Academics and Breakfast Club and others that came way before, we came forward. And now you want to jump on and talk about everything. Like, what? Who's telling you to talk about this shit? Usher serenading this woman. Like, but hey, it is what it is. It's gonna cost you millions, man. I keep telling these dudes, y'all want the fame so bad, but this is the type of nutty shit that it comes with. Nutty shit. And the woman is probably gonna get a few $1 million. You can't tell me that there's $20 million in damages, but it's not how it works in court. It's not how it works. If you have some wealth and you did somebody wrong and they can try to obtain it, they'll try to obtain it. That's just what it is. So we got to be a little bit smarter than that, man. And, I don't even feel sorry for the dude no more. Cause it's like, yo, pride comes before the fall. Everybody want to beat their chest and talk about how big they are in this space. And, how everybody else is this. And, y'all can't touch me. I'm this. Oh, do. This system, this world got a way of humbling you, don't it? It got a way of humbling some of these dudes when they start puffing on their chest. Oh, I never heard of him. Oh, you know what I mean? Oh, we the biggest thing in the world. Okay. Right. You remember what people say. Even if you in a Benz, you just in a coupe. Remember that. You're still in somebody else's power structure. Right? So remain humble. Because now that you big, flashy, $1 million man, $100 million deal, they want about 60-70% of that. IRS want they cut. But all the people, other people want they cut too, bro. You don't see it? Gotta move smart. Hey, the question is to have had and lost better than not having at all? Y'all answer the question for me. Hit the thumbs up. Like I said, if you want to become a sponsor on this channel, right? That means getting your video, your banner on this channel before we start rocking out, before we put up content. Email me, ogod@hiphopun.com. That's ogod@hiphopun.com before we move on to our next story of the day. Let's talk about this.